Hello, all of you. Just 2 minutes. I was doing some setting here. Great. This is really so motivating to see you all here in this live class on this festival. Lots and lots wishes to all of you for this festival. We did celebrate the festival also from the morning, and now we are sticking to our study schedule also. God bless you all, those all of you watching live in YouTube and Zoom. This is the level of the commitment required for professional exam. When we are not having exams, definitely we should take a break, of course desired, and it actually regenerates, right? Festivals and all, because it's the best time to spend with family. But because the exams upcoming are nearby, yes, thank you so much for all of you who are still commenting on the DT fast track videos. Keep doing that, keep liking and keep subscribing. And so many of you are asking the query that in the DT fast track, one last 25th class is pending. When is that, ma'am? Today also some questions have been asked. So this week I will let you know, maybe on Friday morning we can take up the class for total income. Don't miss the attending the class live, because you will be doing practice. You all have DT compiler printout, right? So we will be doing live practice for the total income questions. Okay, how to compute the total income with the default tax regime 115 BAC, how to compute the total income with the normal tax regime where you take all deductions, and which is going to be the beneficial. So I know that now you know the taxation, the deductions, the important things. But my emphasis in that class is going to be on how to read the question paper. Second step, what mindset should go in exam while reading the question paper, what analysis should go in your mind, and then how to present it in a way in triple column that it should be very clear to you, as well as the paper corrector. Okay, now closing that all here, let us begin the third and the last class for input tax credit. Today's class is pretty simple, and as a teacher, I hope now you know that how much I'm being always honest at this place. So when it is coming to DT and GST, some deductions we have taken one full class, ATC, ATD. Some deductions we have just glanced and left. ATRRB, ATQQB, 3 lakh hai, bas hai. Same way we are doing for input tax credit. I went super slow in the first class to give you all the concepts, and section 16. Okay. It says, okay, these conditions are satisfied, take input tax credit. You're a registered person, you have the tax invoice, you have received the goods. If it is in lot, last lot bhi aa gaya hai, your supplier has GSTR1 ho gaya hai, he has filed GSTR3B, all done, government has received the tax, you have paid the invoice in 180 days, blah, blah. All the conditions are given in section 16, which we have done day before yesterday. Yesterday's class, if you have missed, make sure you watch it again. I'm emphasizing again because your 8 marks question is what is yesterday's class. Are you all with me? I gave one homework also. Can you all put the answers in the chat box? How to calculate the output GST. So I said CGST, SGST, IGST, make triple column and one total column. Then input on in opening stock, how much is input tax credit? In purchases, how much is input tax credit? In purchases, I'm talking about section 18, but suppose you have received in purchases, some purchases you have done from unregistered dealer, you will not get the input tax credit followed, because you cannot give tax invoice. So like that, carefully, outward tax minus inward tax is tax payable. But ma'am, I have IGST buffer, output IGST is 75,000, input is 1 lakh. Can I use it for CGST? Yes. Can I use it for SGST? Yes. CGST, CGST, then IGST. SGST, SGST, then IGST. But CGST, SGST cannot be set off mutually. I think from day one, and yesterday I have given you all the presentation also. A huge applause from the bottom of my heart for all the students who are watching live or are so super confident and committed about. See, we have worked on our C. When you say that I want to be confident for exam, I want to be courageous, I want to be consistent. So all these C's come by daily working, Okay, so I think I can take up first section 17 and then we will be working out the problems more. Did you all take a printout in this GST ITC chapter? I have added in the end along with answers the past exam questions, how they are asking for 8 marks, and take a pause and listen carefully. अभी वो जमाना गया कि output minus input is tax payable. They'll add on a flavor from value of supply. They'll add on the flavor from section 17, which I'm going to do now. Are you all with me? So now coming to my honesty part, what I was saying is section 17 is unnecessarily stretched at many places. There are practical logics for that. To be honest, from exam point of view, you cannot learn that big list which is saying, okay, on these items, the input tax credit is blocked. Blocked means stop. You cannot avail input tax credit. What is section 16? Aajao, le lo input tax credit. What is section 18? Oh, you got registration now. Whatever was stock, take the input tax credit. Oh, you shifted from composition to regular. Whatever was stock one day before, take the credit. Now, all that we have done in table form yesterday only, so I'm not saying amalgamation, merger, change in constitution, whatever raw material and all we have. Can we take input tax credit? Yes. Capital goods have got 3 treatments in ITC. Capital goods have got 3 treatment. 2 minutes it will take because it is being very important. Yeah, surely I'll like to cover up this part and then start with section 17. और मैं पहले ही बोल दे रही हूँ section 17 what is important, remember it, lest बाकी छोड़ दो आप उतना works contract में and don't dive deep. See, when you know that you cannot remember all the things, better to do the important part. Okay. See, these were very beautiful questions we have worked out, 18, 19. Yesterday's class was very important today, of course, because it is bina block credit ke you will not get that answer. Okay. I want to take you back to the treatment of the capital goods. Okay. Treatment of the capital goods. First is when you shift from composition to regular, or until now your supplies were exempted, now they have become taxable. Okay, dear students, then can you take whatever is stock one day? Okay, I decided to shift in composition from 17th of May. Then 16th of May, whatever is the stock of my raw material, can I take input tax credit? Yes. If the invoice is missing, then whatever is the transaction value you have to take or market value. Okay. Then on work in progress and finished goods also you can take input tax credit on raw material, work in progress and finished goods. Dear students, especially those who are live with me now in Zoom, you all are being very consistent. Any doubt you have, chat box is on. कोई doubt छोटा बड़ा नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैम एंड में रुक के पूछेंगे, पूछ लो, अनम्यूट करके भी पूछो, लेट द रिकॉर्डिंग एंड लाइव गो ऑन, आई डोंट माइंड दैट. हाँ, चलो. नाउ on capital goods, see, capital goods you purchased on 1st August and you paid GST. Now on 15th March you shifted to regular, so you can't avail input tax credit of 12,000 because from then till now the value of the capital goods will depreciate, so the whole input tax credit you cannot claim. Then for every quarter, you all know what is a quarter? April, May, June, a quarter. July, August, September, a quarter. So this is August. So even if it is part of quarter, August, September wala quarter hai ye. Okay. So for that, then July, August, September wala quarter, then October, November, December, and then even though it's 15th March. So 3 quarters whatever ITC is there, 12,000. I'm again revising, means there must be some importance. When Dipti ma'am is teaching, she can visualize these questions into MCQs. So I'm taking this 12,000 is the ITC into 5% into 3. This is what you need to reverse. I mean, say out of 12,000, 1,800 will lapse. Remaining you can avail. I'm really sorry. Here to we are shifting to normal, no? My language was wrong. When we are shifting to normal, we can take input tax credit 12,000 minus 1,800, 10,200. Now, when you are shifting from regular to composition, oh, until now regular, now you are going for composition, stop. Composition people, section 10, you don't get input tax credit. So whatever input tax credit you have on raw material, reverse. If invoice is missing, take the market value, reverse. On capital goods, assume the life of the capital goods as 5 years, that's 60 months. And according to the number of the months over, utna minus kar do, or remaining months. Say in this example, 4 years, 6 months and 15 days are over. So 4 years and 7 months are over. And what's the life of the capital asset? 5 years. 5 years is assumption in the act itself. So 12,000 divided by 60 into 5 months are remaining. Only this much ITC you have to reverse. When you want to avail 5% per quarter, you reduce and avail. When you want to reverse the ITC on capital goods, then reverse it by taking life as 5 years. Okay? When capital goods are used and sold, ITC is reversed as follows. I think I already said star mark this, very important. अगर नहीं तो कर दो, बहुत पूछते हैं ये एग्जाम में. When capital goods are sold, and ITC. You know, I purchased 4 laptops, I used it, and now I have sold it. So in ITC availed into 5% into quarter use, whatever. So reduce from the total ITC and reverse this. Or what is the OLX or market value of this capital goods? 4 laptop you may have purchased at 4 lakh. Today if you sell, you will get 40,000. So on 40,000, what is GST? Whichever is higher, you have to pay. Purposely, I have written all the 3 together. So I hope all this is clear. This was the presentation of the 8 marks question. I have explained all the rules also. Set off IGST first, then CGST, then SGST. Okay, remaining you have to pay through the cash ledger. So this was all about 21st problem. Have you done the homework as 28th problem? One day more time you want, then take it, but do complete it. 1 second. 28th problem. Yeah, we're just starting with section 17, but ये सब भी important. Section 17 questions also when I do, you will say exactly same problems come in exam for 4 marks. Yes. Input tax credit. Okay, when I come to that problem, I'll give the answer. You can write. Let us begin right now with section 17. Are you all with me? Huh? So section 17 से शुरू करते हैं. And what is section 17 saying? Second, yeah. Section 17 is saying that cases wherein you will get input tax credit partially, but itna easy लगता है, but exempted, zero rated, there's some confusions. I would like you also to write the notes with me to make it clear. So in section 17, we have section 17, 1, 2 and 3, which says take partial credit. How partial? I'll let you know. 17.4 is not there in your syllabus. That's why you cannot watch the video 6 months back wale also. 17.4 was related to banking services and all. there was some system, it's not applicable now. And then we'll go to 75, which says block, stop. On these, even if you have paid GST, you're not allowed to take input tax credit. So just is clear. What is section 16? Aajao, take credit. What is section 18? Conversion. Now you are registered, until now you are not registered, ठीक है. The day you get registration, जो input tax credit है ले लो. Now you want to go for exempt or composition, whatever ITC you have availed, reverse. That's all section 18. Now we are in the middle part, that is section 17. I don't know whether this is plus or minus, but I'm not able to teach in the same way. Sometimes I teach 16, 17, 18, sometimes 16, 18. यहाँ तक clear है? Put me a message, all of you, all clear or not? Even if you're watching it as recording, you can still comment below the video. All Zoom students also, you all have got facility to attend the classes personally here, comment and all. So make sure you comment in all the videos in YouTube also, whether you've followed or not followed. Acha, tell me one thing, I don't know whether it is good or not, but my students know this. Last 15 minutes, I was just bringing you back to the last 2 days class. You cannot just teach the class, ye concept ho gaya, teach the class. You have to do, what do you call it? Statistics, cumulative. So is this helpful to all of you? हाँ, ये cumulative helpful है या नहीं है? चलो. Now let us take up section 17, which is talking about apportioned credit. Apportioned credit is basically section 17.1 and section 17.2. Then no credit or no ITC, section 17.3, है ना? And 17.4 is not there. हाँ, याद रखना, अगर आप पुराना स्कैनर यूज कर रहे तो you will get lot of problems also for 17.4. Don't take that. And what did I say? क्या बताया मैंने आपको? हाँ, 17.5, that is blocked credit. Write down. When you write it, no, it sinks in your mind. Your pen will flow in exam. You will get wonderful result, and then you will come and comment. Okay, ma'am, I have cleared my exam for sure. अब एक बार ट्रस्ट कर लिया तो पूरा ट्रस्ट करके देख लो. हाँ, sure. Once we complete this series, no, we will definitely record the marathons also. Apportion credit 17.1, 2, no ITCs 17.3, and blocked credit. Now, you know what does section 17.1 say? I'm giving it very simple way so that you can remember it. Okay, right? So many times, you know, we purchase 5 ACs in bulk to get good discounts. 3 of them we put in office. 2 of them we put it at our home. So can we avail ITC as a consumer on our personal consumptions? No. So proportionate ITC will only be allowed though a single bill is prepared. Okay, right? So goods and services used for business. Write down. It's very simple, very beautiful. My only asset way of teaching with students get result is compartmentalizing the syllabus and then linking. So that's what I'm doing. Used for business, ITC is available. लिख लो. Used for other purpose, maybe personal या charity या जो भी आप कर रहे हैं, ITC not available. 5 ACs you have purchased, 5 lakh rupees, you have paid say 50,000 as input tax credit. 3 ACs used in office, avail 2 ACs you cannot avail. Beautiful, clear. Section 17.1 and section 17.2 are very popular. Dekho, please remember, dear students, you should study in the way it is asked in exam. 17.1, 2, 3, 5 cannot be asked in problem and answers. हाँ, तो इसको समझ लो and apply it in MCQs or 1 bit mark question. Yeah, but when it is coming to section 18, you will get full questions. yes, 8 marks. चलो सेक्शन 18 सॉरी 18 नहीं 18 तो कल हो गया, कितने बार पढ़ेंगे? सेक्शन 17 टू goods and services used. These are all used by registered person, huh? Then only. That's basic condition given in section 16. Oh, are you a registered person? Yeah, you can take ITC. Chalo, go. Huh? So goods and services used for taxable supply. Do we all know what is taxable supply in section 7? And for zero rated supply. Actually, on zero rated supply, there is no output tax, but input tax credit milega. Zero rated supply mein you can write down export and SEZ supply. Are you all with me? ये terms एकदम crystal clear होना है. What is zero rated supply? You are having a unit inside SEZ from which you are going to export. So, ma'am, output tax is to zero. Or you are exporting from the heart of the Hyderabad city. Then also output tax is zero. So then also, can you avail the input tax credit? Answer is yes. This is debatable for students. Ma'am, zero rated supply, I am procuring my raw material from Hyderabad. If I take input tax credit, I am exporting. तो फिर क्या करना है? वहां तो कुछ नहीं मिलेगा मुझे. So either you can use it for your other sales because there is no one-to-one correlation. Very first day I said, or you can claim a refund, but you can avail the ITC. ITC availed. स्टार मार्क दिस. इसको दोनों साइड से क्राउन पहनाओ. 2 मिनट से ज्यादा नहीं लगेगा लिखने के लिए. Some students are very smart. They send me they watch the video in YouTube later on because this live now. पता नहीं क्यों आई एम एडिक्टेड टू लाइव टीचिंग. मेरे को रिकॉर्डिंग करके अपलोड करना समझ में नहीं आ रहा. So they take the study from these recorded videos and then they send the screenshot of all my notes. Arey beta, it will not help you. Then I can only give you the screenshot. लिखो और लिख के थोड़े पिक्चर्स तो भेजो ग्रुप में सबको मोटिवेट करने. So if you have purchased the goods or the services for taxable output supply or for zero rated, take the input tax credit. Okay. But then if you are using it for exempt supply or your nil rated supply, exempt supply or non-taxable supply, जो taxable ही नहीं है, or nil rate supply, then ITC not available. Are you all with me? I am using a common raw material for my export also and for my exempted goods also. I want to give you an example for section 17 to example. Common raw material purchased for rupees 1 lakh. Input tax credit है आपका 12,000. But they say 70% used for taxable supply, common raw material, and same remaining 30% used for exempted supply. Used for exempted supply. So 12,000 ka 70%. Pick up your calculator and do faster than Dipti ma'am. Though input tax credit is full, here you can take the input tax credit only 8,400. Ma'am, jiska input tax credit nahi milega, what will you do? You will add it to the purchases. No input tax credit. How is the example? Section 17(1)(2 हो गया. I said today's class is very easy. Dipti ma'am's way of teaching. Always the things which are to be repeated, we do it first. Then the easier part, so that we get a chance of lot of repetition. है ना? 70% used for taxable supply. 30% used for exempt. Just 2 seconds. There is some important repeated call coming. I just need to answer it. So if you can wait 1 minute, please. Thank you. 17(1) and 17(2) is clear, easy, simple. Partly for business, partly for personal business wala. Partly for taxable supply, including zero rated. You know, some of you, if you are going to the section 10 composition and all where we did aggregate turnover, ma'am, aggregate turnover, shall we take all the turnover? Yeah. Taxable, zero rated, exempt, non-taxable, blah, 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 sab le lena hai aapko. Okay, right. So that's all about section 17(2). Now, section 17(3) is a repetition from supply topic, and we have already done it in schedule 3. You remember supply section 7. What was schedule 1? Team supply, principal agent, permanent disposal, 4 cases. Schedule 2. Oh, is this supply of goods or services? What is schedule 3? Negative list. इसके ऊपर कभी भी जीएसटी नहीं लगेगा, so definitely you will not get ITC also. For the best of example, I can say you are dealing into immovable properties. So maybe on purchases of some works contract or some services, you might have paid GST. But what is your end product? Ready building, bungalows, row houses, gated communities, which are immovable. Immovable property is not covered in goods definition only. तो उस पे जीएसटी नहीं लगता. तो आर यू अलाउड टू टेक इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट? नो. Followed. So schedule 3, I may say 17(3) is discussing the things which we have already discussed in your schedule 3 also. Okay. It says that no ITC. I'm giving it in a very simple language. No ITC on supplies on which GST paid under RCM. If you want, write down कि you remember section 9(4), 9(5). And take a pause and tell me, is it clear? क्या लिखा आपने? No ITC on supplies on which GST is paid. Under RCM by recipient. You know, exam mein they twist and ask. The language is not that easy. Take a pause. Can I ask a help from all of you? I'm a teacher who teaches DT, IDT and costing. These are my core subjects. And earlier I used to teach accounts. Accounts I myself have got 95. एक चीज तब से लेकर आज तक सिर्फ मैनेज कर रही हूँ, वो है लॉ. And now what I'm teaching is like law-like terms which they have twisted. So let us simplify it so much that we are super clear. Because what I made you right now, you will be listening to me, you will be having the, ma'am, even if I've paid the tax under RCM, I am a body corporate, that cab wala is giving a service to our company, I am paying the GST to government, but I am the recipient, so I will take the input tax credit. Yeah, I to Dipti ma'am will take the credit. What about the supplier who is supplying the goods under RCM? He's a supplier. He's supplying the goods or services in RCM. in which he's sleeping. RCM is supplier is sleeping. Recipient is paying the tax and recipient is taking the input tax credit. Now I'm not writing that all example which I gave you in RCM section 9, chapter 3. तो ये जो supplier है ना, should he take the input tax credit? Answer is no. Take your time. If you are not absorbing, ask again. It's a test for me today. आज आप तो समझ रहे हैं, मुझे भी समझ में आ रहा है. But I want 100 out of 100 marks. Am I able to break it and give you correctly? I want to repeat. A supplier who is supplying the goods or the services on which tax is paid by the recipient under RCM basis, recipient will pay tax to government and recipient will claim the ITC. Supplier will sleep. I mean, say, will the supplier take the ITC? No. Why will he take the ITC? Because ITC कौन देगा? ITC output tax payable. Output तो है नहीं. That person is only paying the tax. Got it? This was asked twice earlier in objective question when true and false were there. That a supplier who just supplies the goods on RCM basis, should he even take registered? Frankly, not compulsory. Secondly, should he take the ITC? No. Logically correct hai nahi? See, when they have made this, it's very clear, but the language is little twisting. I'm still in my notebook and then I'll go. Okay? No ITC on supplies on which GST paid under RCM by the recipient. I want you all to draw a diagram. Woi. Supplier. कौन है supplier? Cab wala. Chota mota cab wala. He gives services. Who is the recipient? Recipient is a body corporate. Who will pay the tax? RCM tax paid. By whom? Body corporate. ITC availed. Who will avail the ITC? Body corporate, because uske liye this is input. Supplier, cab wala, no ITC. Ma'am, this is logically clear. इसको डालने की क्या जरूरत है? I think section 17.3 is like over explanation वाले sections. जरूरत ही नहीं है, clear ही है. That no ITC can be taken by the supplier who is supplying the services wherein the tax is paid by the recipient under RCM. Clear to all of you? Sure. As I said, I'm teaching law like. If you can comment here. Live students can also comment. I can know who all are attending daily. अच्छे नाम होंगे, जैसे मेरा नाम CA दीप्ति छेड़ा है. आपके नाम भी अच्छे अच्छे होंगे. Would be glad to know that. Chalo. Second one is transactions and securities. Literally, it is like stretching of section 7, I can say here. Transaction in securities. See, these are all exempt supply. So anyhow, you told in section 17 to above na कि exempt supply पे कोई ITC नहीं मिलेगा. Again, they are saying the same thing. On securities, there is no ITC. Securities and actionable claims are out of GST, except the recently added casinos, online gaming, and horse races. And lottery, gambling, and betting to pehle se tha. These 6 items. Ma'am, you have repeated this almost every alternate day class because it's a very important amendment and short MCQ is going to come for this. So when you get this MCQ, smile and attempt your answer sheet without bothering for what is going on in your surrounding. Huh? Chalo. Next is sale of the land. Sale of land or building after CC, certification of completion. See, once you get the certification of completion, it becomes an immovable property. It's not works contract and all. तो उसपे GST नहीं है, तो what you will take the input tax credit? I'm again talking about builders who may be paying GST on their contract and other services, but can they take input tax credit? No. Supplier who is supplying on RCM? No. Transaction and securities? No. 17.3 is over. 17.4 was very beautiful, one of my favorites, but it's not there in the syllabus. Recently they have removed it, निकाल दिया. अब हम आ रहे हैं 17.5, which is called as very popularly as blocked credit. This will be a part of 8 marks question. आपका जो 8 marks question आएगा ना, output input, उसमें one of the items will be this. So will you take the ITC or not? Okay, right. Let me give you the first example here. This is section 17.5 A bit. Very briefly, I'll be writing on motor vehicle. Motor vehicle. All. Motor vehicle, you can say, then aircraft. They call it as conveyance or vessels. Waterways, airways, roadways. Okay. Through all this, so if you're buying the motor vehicle and all, then can you claim the ITC? Yes. ITC can be claimed. Ma'am, just now you said it's blocked credit. How can you claim ITC? देखो तो सही, बहुत मजा आएगा. Dear students, this is not offline class. I'm missing seeing your screen which is going on in your face, you know. Literally, whether there are 200, 300, 375 students, whatever may be the number, I can make out who is following, who is not following, who is in the class, who is sitting in the class and absent, who is diverted by looking here and there. पर आपको मैं नहीं देख पा रही हूँ, आपकी नोटबुक को नहीं दे पा रही हूँ. So can you comment that are you comfortable writing with me also? हाँ, 2 minutes. आज कोई ब्रेक नहीं है, जल्दी हो जाएगा. अभी वाटर बॉटल आई मिस्ड आउट. Okay, thank you for waiting. So, what I was saying is blocked credit mein we are talking about motor vehicle, aircraft, vessel. Okay, so ITC can be claimed. ITC cannot be claimed. You cannot claim the ITC. Now, ma'am, you said block credit, you will not get the ITC, but you will get the ITC in some ways. I'm purposely making you write, so there is some purpose. मैं उतना ही लिखा रही हूँ जो आपको एग्जाम में प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के लिए इजी होगा. Rest notes are there with all of you. Okay. So if the motor vehicle is having more than 13% sitting capacity, so obviously it is like a tempo traveler or a bus or like that. So then for that, can you take the input tax credit, whatever you have paid? You have not capitalized the GST part, then you can take. If the motor vehicle is greater than 13% seating capacity, then definitely you can take the credit. Or if this is the first one, second one is if motor vehicle, aircraft, vessel. Can we write abbreviations because these are logical points? Motor vehicles, aircraft, vessel, purchased and sold. So, you know, you are doing the same business. You are buying the vehicles and you are selling. You are having a authorized car showroom. So you purchase the Ford car from the Ford company. You purchase 100 EcoSports and you sell it further. ठीक है ना? So then can you take the credit? Because frankly, this is not a motor car for you. This is a product, right? So you can take. Second is, it is used for transport of passengers. It is used for transport of passengers. So those travel buses and all who use the vehicles for transport, can they take the ITC? Yes. And last one asked many times in exam is, if these vehicles, motor vehicle, aircraft, vessel, used for driving, training. Means you are buying a car, you are paying GST, and you are teaching how to drive a car. So from your customers also you charge GST. Or yours is a air flying club. You purchase the aircraft, you pay GST, and this aircraft you use to train the people to fly the aircraft. So either you are using it to sell it, or you are using it for transportation, or you are using it for driving and training purpose. Then you can take input tax credit. Okay? Otherwise, input tax credit cannot be claimed. So here, if the motor vehicle is having less than 13, motor vehicle is having less than 13% capacity, and now used for other purpose. Ma'am, what do you mean by other purpose? Other than these. See, if the motor vehicle capacity is more than 30, then to any use, if you want to write down, koi bhi uske liye you will get the credit. But if the motor vehicle capacity is less than 13, and if it is used for all this, ITC allowed. Used for other purpose, ITC cannot be claimed. All super duper clear to all of you? I think this part in between the flowcharts also we'll go and refer the material. Next is related to this only, general insurance. General insurance service. You all know on insurance premium what you pay for vehicle and all, always GST is there. You all are driving vehicles and you have the insurance premium certificate mandatory in your vehicle. Yes or no? डिक्की के अंदर invoice भी होगा. So now open up and check how much premium you are paying for insurance, on that what rate GST you are paying. Okay, so general insurance servicing, general insurance service, repair and maintenance of these vehicle, motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft, or ठीक है, leasing of vehicle again. So general insurance service and repair and maintenance of motor vehicle, aircraft, vessel. Aircraft and vessel many times, dear students, they are also talking as conveyance. ठीक है, तो ये कब allowed होगा? If used for above 1, 2, 3, 4, ITC allowed. Otherwise blocked. I'm making you write very much gist, and then I'll read the notes, and then we'll apply and solve very easy problems also. So you know what? I'm a dealer into Ford cars. I buy car and sell car. Can I take ITC? Yes. Then for the same car, if I'm doing insurance and I'm paying GST, uska bhi ITC milega ya? Repair ka bhi ITC milega? Repairs and maintenance, whenever you give your vehicle for servicing, they are charging GST. Oil change karte hain, jo bhi, to milega. Okay. Am I purchasing a motor car for training? Yeah. तो मोटर कार का तो आई विल गेट द जीएसटी, बट ऑन दैट मोटर कार इंश्योरेंस एंड रिपेयर्स ऑफ द मोटर व्हीकल और एयरक्राफ्ट और वेसल भी मिलेगा. आई वांट टू रिपीट, इफ आई एम यूजिंग द मोटर व्हीकल, एयरक्राफ्ट or vessel for these purposes, then on motor vehicle, aircraft or vessel, so ITC is allowed, but on those vehicles insurance and it is also allowed. But suppose if I purchase car for my own personal use, okay, I'm still paying insurance, I'm still paying GST. Now can I avail the input tax credit? No. Followed or not? As a teacher, even I took a little more time, so I would suggest you to watch this video once again. Trust me, I never say this. I didn't say yesterday ki watch it once again, but आज मैं बोल रही हूँ क्योंकि it is easy to understand, but to sync and produce once more you can watch with little more speed if you wish to. ठीक है? Right. Next is leasing. You know, when the vehicles and all are given on lease, hire purchase, lease, leasing, renting, hiring of motor vehicle, aircraft, and vessel. ITC allowed if used for same purpose. Ma'am, what do you mean by that? Sublease. I'm taking my motor vehicles on hire purchase lease, and again I sublease to the cab walas. Okay, then can I take the input tax credit because I'm in the same line of business? ITC allowed if used for same purpose sublease, even it is called as same line of business. Otherwise, ITC not allowed. Otherwise, ITC is not allowed. Thank you. Thank you for the response. Surely we'll watch the video. So you trust what I say? समझ में आ रहा है आपको? I think here we'll take a pause. Have you finished writing these points? These are all covered in section 17.5. ये देख के डर मत जाना, बहुत छोटे छोटे हैं इसके बाद. चलो, I'll stop here and now we are going to our material. Definitions पढ़े हैं, अगर नहीं भी पढ़े हैं तो बार बार वही definitions हैं, एक बार पढ़ लेना. नहीं पढ़े थे ना very first class I did check up on this. So directly I'm going to section 17. Section 17.1. What does it say? Huh? Partly used for business and partly others, then don't take the credit. ITC restricted to goods for taxable supplies if same are used for affecting taxable and exempt supply. ठीक है? What is zero rated supplies को mark करो बेटा. You will get ITC and it involves two things, export and SEZ. This is important for MCQ. You know, when you write MCQ, wherever I'm saying your mind is getting prepared. If MCQ is coming, you will easily recollect it also. Huh? Inclusion. Is the screen sharing and all clear? Inclusion in exempted supply 17.3. Huh? Where supplies on which recipient is going to pay the tax on RCM. Why will I take ITC? Transaction in securities and sale of land. ये सब मैंने समझा दिया. Now blocked credit. ITC of tax on every input for supply of goods or services allowed under GST except for small list. This negative list covers mainly items of personal consumption, input use of which results into formation of immovable property except plant and machinery. Plant and machinery पे ITC मिलेगा. But ma'am, in income tax you said plant and machinery includes your vehicles and your electronics. यहाँ वैसा नहीं है. Plant and machinery का definition आएगा अभी आगे. Telecommunication towers, pipelines laid out in the factory and taxes paid as a result of ये आएगा list. So now we are checking section 17(5)(a), which clearly says that on this ITC will not be allowed. ITC shall not be available for motor vehicle and conveyance. What is conveyance? Vessel and aircraft and related service, insurance, servicing, repairs and all. When the sitting capacity is less than 13, ITC is blocked. However, credit will be given. It is allowed. You have the printout, then write down here. It is allowed. When it is used for further supply of vehicle, you're buying the car to sell, you're buying the aircraft to sell. Taxable supply of transportation of passengers, Vistara and Indigo and all, they buy the aircrafts for the transportation of passengers. Can they take input tax credit on the aircraft purchased? Answer is yes. Imparting training on driving, flying, navigating such vehicles or conveyance. Driving अगर करा रहे हो तो ठीक है. Motor vehicle shall have the same meaning. Conveyance include vessel, aircraft, vehicle. सब आ गया इसमें. ITC on motor vehicle with sitting capacity of more than 13 passenger is allowed. 13 से ज्यादा passengers हैं आपके dumpers, tippers ये वो, तो उसपे ITC allowed है. See now these examples I have just given. A car dealer is allowed input tax credit on the purchase. These are three separate examples. By mistake the numbering went wrong. 1 second on dear student. So a car dealer is allowed on car purchases. Cab service is allowed input tax credit on cars purchased for use as cab. समझ में आ रहा है? You are buying car to sell ना, ले लो. You are buying car to provide the transport ना, ले लो. A driving school is allowed to take input tax credit on the car purchase for teaching driving school. Yeah. ITC is not allowed on general insurance, servicing, repair relating to motor vehicle. If ITC on vessel or vehicle is allowed, then above services are also allowed on the same. Have you purchased the vehicle for these three purposes? Then on that general insurance and all is also allowed, otherwise not allowed. Same way, ITC is not allowed on leasing, renting or hiring of motor vehicle, except subcontracting, subleasing in the same business. Goods and services. Okay, this I have not started, but now I'm reading from here. It's very simple. These are like personal kind of services. तो इन पे वैसे ही ITC नहीं मिलना चाहिए. Still they are allowing in a limited way. How? Let us see. Food, beverages, outdoor catering, beauty treatment. You need not remember. I know it's not possible. I can't say ये इसको ना learn कर लेना. और कोई शॉर्टकट भी बता दूं तो कोई फायदा नहीं है. बस नॉलेज में रहेगा तो याद रहेगा. Food and beverages, catering service, beauty treatment, health service, cosmetic and plastic surgery, life insurance, health insurance. On these GST ka ITC is not allowed. See, they didn't talk about general insurance because general insurance is on stock. GST is allowed. General insurance is on building. GST is allowed like that. However, credit will be eligible where an inward supply of goods or services or both of particular category is used by a registered person for making an outward taxable supply of same category of goods or service or both. समझ में आ रहा है? Means a caterer giving service to another caterer. I have got a huge catering order. Our student Sandeep is supplying a part of it, like ice creams and sweets counter is Sandeep ka. So Sandeep is giving me the invoice. Can I take ITC? Yeah, because I am also caterer. Again, I am into the same line of business. Parlor, same line. Life and health insurance. You know, life insurance companies themselves take the reinsurance from another companies. So now can they take ITC because they are in the same line? So these services, if they are given in the same line, they can take input tax credit. बहुत कम होता है, बाकी को नहीं मिलेगा. Membership of a club, health and fitness. This is like, companies pay for their employees. Travel benefit extended to employees on vacation such as leave or home travel and all. This will be allowed provided employer is giving this under a statutory obligation. Say, for example, your employees are working in such hardcore conditions that you need to provide them fitness and all. So for fitness, koi club ka membership you have given them, and on that membership the company has paid GST. Can they avail ITC? Yes. I'll go little slow, you check it. Credit will be allowed when such services are provided by employer to employee under a statutory obligation. How do I say this? I did say no, पूरा याद मत करो, तो ये याद कर लो बस. Employer to employee, are the services covered under statutory obligation? Ma'am, how we will know? We don't know what are, they'll give in exam. GST paper, they will not expect you know the statutory obligations, they'll give beta. So if you see this language, that membership of a club, fitness center is given to the employees and it is like mandatory under the statutory obligation, ITC can be availed. Such inward supply of goods services is used by registered person for making outward supply of same category. तो मिलेगा. A caterer for official meeting gets the sweet dish course supplied by specialist and he is allowed to take the ITC of the tax paid to the specialist. Clear है आप सबको? I'm waiting. Is the response clear? Did you follow? What was the first one, beta? Motor vehicle. वो तो अब clear हो गया. Now, these beauty, food, beverages, catering, health service, cosmetic, life insurance, health, these services you are giving in the same line. I myself, I am a life insurance company. I'm giving service to my client, and I myself, I'm getting reinsurance from another life insurance company. Yeah, same line of business. And these membership of the club, travel benefits to my employees, on all this, if I have paid GST, I, the company, the employer can take the credit provided it is statutory. If it is just a fancy purpose that I've given to my employees because I'm very happy, to फिर नहीं मिलेगा. Are you all having this material or not? Very important. Huh? Just watching this like this as a revision video will not help unless you take a printout. Now going to works contract. जितना समझ में आता है बस है. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for the response. Works contract service when supplied for construction of immovable property. Okay. So whenever works contract, see works contract services like whatever services you have given as a job worker. So if it is for construction of immovable property, यहाँ पे लिखो ITC-NA not allowed. ITC is not allowed because you are giving the works contract service, okay, for immovable property. So on that anyhow output GST is not there. So input GST लेके क्या करोगे? However, credit is allowed in 3 cases. अब ये 3 cases समझ में आए तो समझ लो. Never I have said, but for this topic, because questions are asked, learn करो इसको. Where it is an input service for further supply of works contract. I am a works contractor. I am supplying on contract basis laborers. I myself am taking works contract service from my agents. So when the agents come in the line and they give me the bill and I am supplying here. Huh? So same line of business में है subcontracting तो ITC allowed. बार बार लिखने से याद होगा. When it is supplied for construction of plant and machinery. Ma'am, but plant and machinery will also become immovable, no? This is the only item where ITC is allowed. Plant and machinery, not land and building. Where value of works contract is not capitalized in the books. means you have taken a job work, repair, contract, ऐसे कुछ भी, and you are treating it as your revenue expense. You didn't capitalize in your books. ITC is allowed to all the recipient irrespective of their line of business if it is treated as revenue expense. Works contract service, which is not capitalized in the books, it is treated as revenue expense. Then on that works contract, whether it is for advertisement and if I have paid GST, समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं? हाँ, तो same line of business की जरूरत नहीं है. If you don't capitalize in the books on advertisement, is it covered under works contract? Yeah, every IPL match, this at this time you should show my ad. It's a works contract. So if it is a works contract which I am charging to my P&L account as revenue expense, everyone can avail the ITC. ITC for all. And otherwise you can avail if you are in the same line of business or for construction of plant and machinery. I want to repeat, not for construction of building. See, this is called as 3D 5D makeup of the notebook. जितना लिखोगे उतना क्लैरिटी होगी. Plant and machinery means equipment, machinery fixed to earth or structure that is used for making outward service and includes except no ITC. I can't just say, but abhi 5 minutes mein when we do problems for this, no, these are like asked. Land, building and other civil structures are related. You have taken works contract service. Can you take ITC? No. Works contract service, if you have taken for land, building and structure, can you take ITC? No. Works contract service, if you have taken for plant and machinery, can you take the ITC? Yes. Telecommunication? No. Actually, telecommunication are a part of plant and machinery if you check logically section 32. But यहाँ नहीं मिलता. Pipelines laid outside the factory? No ITC. I want to repeat, works contract in the same way, take ITC. Works contract shown in the revenue expense, take ITC. Works contract related to plant and machinery, take ITC, except land, building, telecommunication, pipelines. इसको नहीं मिलता. हाँ, फिर से कुछ तो बोलना है आपको. बस. Technical part is over. Now from here, it is like a common sense that all these services, ITC is not allowed. We are still in list of the block credit, section 17(5). Input and input service for self-construction of the immovable property. You yourself are making the building and all, so ITC is not allowed. However, credit is allowed if they are supplied for construction of, I told you, for plant and machinery, you will get ITC. When the value of goods and services is not capitalized. And construction is not own account. Means I am the work contractor. I am giving services to another builder and all. So, what do you call? I am a service provider. I am not the builder. Construction is not own account. I am doing works contract and construction, but for a third person. Then can I take input tax credit? Yeah, because works contract, this is covered under services. किसने बोला? Schedule 2 ने. Schedule 2 ने clearly बोला कि when you are doing works contract for other person, it is treated as services. Okay? Inputs under composition. If you are a composite dealer, you cannot avail input tax credit. Ma'am, क्या बात कर रहे हैं? Section 10, we remember each and everything. Inward supplies received by an NRTP. What is NRTP? Non-resident taxable person. He has come to India for some purpose, one-time buyer of goods and services. So can he claim input tax credit? No. No ITC inputs by NRI on goods or services received by NRTP, except on goods imported by him, ITC will be allowed. Okay. If he is importing the goods, then ITC is allowed, otherwise no ITC. If I explain these two lines in detail, it will take 1 hour that you will study in CA CMA, fine. So we showed it. Just understand this and apply it in solving questions. You will enjoy so much. Inward supplies used for personal consumption. I said 2 ACs I purchased for my home. No ITC. Free sample goods, gifts, goods stolen. You know, when you are giving gift to someone, no ITC allowed on goods which are lost, stolen, destroyed, written off, disposed of by way of gift of free sample. So, see, when I purchase the goods for selling, I took input tax credit. But if they are lost, or if they are damaged, or they are destroyed in natural calamity, so see, neither these goods are in stock, nor these goods are sold. Where are these goods? Lost. Maybe insurance होगा नहीं होगा. We study in accounts, no? है ना? तो यहाँ पे क्या करेंगे? ITC you will not claim, and if you have claimed, you have to reverse it. Tax paid in case of fraud. This is very easy but asked in exam. You know, because of tax ki chori karna. What do you call it in English? Tax evasion. I had evaded GST but caught up, and now I'm liable to pay 1 lakh GST plus 50,000 fine and all. Some 20,000 penalty, blah blah. So I have to pay 1,70,000 to government as GST. But this is not my regular GST. This is GST because of the raid and search or survey, and I'm caught up doing wrong things. Now, acha theek hai, I'll pay 1,70,000 GST. Give me input tax credit. बात समझ में आ रही है आपको? Oh, 1 second ना, dear student, the screen भी थक गई कि मैम आज कितना फटाफट बता रहे हैं. ये ऐसे ही पढ़ना है टॉपिक. अब भी when I do the problems, no, you will be enjoying कितना easy है मैम. ये देखो. So 1,70,000, I'm ready to pay the tax. Can I avail input tax credit? No. Can I ask you all to pause here 1 second and listen to me? In income tax, when there is raid and you're liable to pay tax with 78% penalty. बात समझ में आ रही है? इनकम टैक्स जब रेड के टाइम में डिटेक्ट हो रहा है दैट अनएक्सप्लेन मनी एंड ऑल करोड़ रुपीज रिकवर्ड एट योर होम, then 60% tax, 25% surcharge, and 4% he said 78% tax you paid. But you're saying, okay, I'm ready to pay tax on this illegal income, but I have last year's business loss. Ma'am, allow me to set off. Will you get? No. When these kind of incomes are caught up, no emotional set off for 8 years and 4 years. No, please. That is income tax. This is GST. You are paying GST because of fraud, confiscation. Okay. Under all these sections, if you remember, fine. नहीं तो छोड़ दो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. These sections prescribe provisions relating to tax which are paid because of evasion. Don't take input tax credit. ठीक है? Right. This one is section 17(6) की government decide करेगा. Manner. I did say na 17(1) and 2 में you will get proportionate credit, taxable and personal, exempt. So proportionate credit में let the department decide how much proportionate ITC you will be allowed in 7172. What is 73? वो sale of land, schedule 3, वैसे ही GST नहीं लगता उस पे. What is 17(4)? Deleted. I still get questions in Telegram from 17(4) banking company and 50% ITC. That's not there. So at least for GST part, you should have updated material, updated recorded videos or like whatever you're watching. ठीक है? चलो. You want any repetition of 17(5) कि इसको close करूं और problem solve करें? While applying the problem anyhow, it will be repeated. Please let me know. I'm scrolling for all of you. If you want, then say, ma'am, repeat, otherwise we will move ahead. 17(5)(a) motor vehicle clear hai, food give beverages, employer-employee services, works contract, NRTP composition नहीं मिलता ये सब पे. चलो. These are now one-liner questions which you can easily answer by yourself. One-liner, very simple questions. And then I'll go to these questions which are asked for 4 marks, and I call it as free ke 4 marks. Literally, itne easy. X Limited, a manufacturer which is engaged in supply of taxable goods, has purchased 1000 kgs for 10 lakhs inclusive GST, on which ITC has been taken. Due to heavy rains, the said inputs became obsolete and their value has been written off in the books. When he purchased the raw material, he has claimed input tax credit, but the goods have lost, stolen. ये आया ना, तो ITC क्या हो जाएगा? Reverse. ITC will be reversed and it is payable. Frankly, there is इसके लिए rule and all, but आपको भी वो delete कर दिया, final में पढ़ोगे आप. सिर्फ reverse होगा, उतना याद रखना. Raj, Shah Rukh Khan's name is Raj in every movie. Raj Limited is engaged in the supply of works contract service for construction of immovable property. It gives a part of the construction work to subcontractor. Subcontractor charges GST. You are required to advise Raj if it can avail the GST. Can you answer? They are in works contract and in the same line. So they are also giving the works contract service, and from a contractor, they have also availed service. Can they take ITC or not? Yes or no? You can reply yes, why, no, and. Even if you are missing today's class because of the any reason and you're watching as recording, still pause and try to answer. That's a very professional quality you are developing. हाँ मैम तो 5 मिनट में आंसर बता ही देंगे ना. Same line of business. Yes. Can they avail the credit? So I'm just writing yes, but you can write one line answer. These are all one-liners. Smile Limited is engaged in supply of passenger transport service. In month of September, they purchased 2 vehicles and paid 28% GST. Can they avail ITC? Yes. On motor vehicle, aircraft, vessel, ITC can be availed if you're buying and selling those vehicle, vessel, aircraft, training purpose, passenger transport. Happy Limited conducted. See, they are not talking about goods transport क्योंकि फिर वहां वो आ जाएगा ना आपका 5% 12% वाला. Happy Limited conducted its 10th AGM at its head office in Bangalore and availed the catering services. Caterers have charged the fees along with GST for outdoor catering. You are required. Can Happy Limited avail ITC? I don't know. Dipti ma'am सब नहीं पढ़ाते ना. Yes or no? Very quick, very smart. There are 50 people with all the CA CMA degree waiting outside the room. Why should I select you for this job? For your promptness, for your confidence, for your active participation, for your daring. अभी बोलो आंसर दोगे तो कमेंट करो. लाइव या रिकॉर्डेड कमेंट करो. पढ़ लो, मैंने तो पढ़ा. Now this is also a thing, 80% of students, when we ask the question, no, they don't listen. Then they say, can you repeat the question? So that is also developed over the period कि ध्यान से सुनो. कोई भी टीचर 5 मिनट भी एक्स्ट्रा बात क्यों करेंगे? Of course we'll have jokes and all to break that monotony, but nothing we will talk which is not required. You have taken catering service for your AGM, company's AGM. Is a very practical example. Put your answer in chat box. Will you take ITC? Yes or no? If yes, why? If no, why? Yes or no? Yes or no? पढ़ लो. Very correct. The answer is no, because we are not in the same line of business. Catering, beauty treatment, plastic surgery, life insurance, health insurance. The list which I read says you should be in same line of service. You're not in the same line of the service. Okay, you are the company, and for your AGM shareholders को खाना खिलाओगे ना आप AGM में, उसके लिए आपने केटरिंग में, यू कांट अवेल. ठीक है. Chalo. Now we are doing questions which are asked for 4 marks. Now, if I take it in the notebook, same thing you have to write. I've already shown this to you yesterday also, that particulars and amount, and where it is available, write the amount. Where it is not allowed, write in inner column there itself, and little reason. Try to write least notes in the income tax. Doraemon Limited, a registered manufacturers engaged in taxable supply of goods, procured the following goods during the month of October. The same has been capitalized in the books. Doraemon Limited determine and wants to know what is the input tax credit. So prepare a mindset. These are very practical and important questions. I'm starting almost 8 to 10 questions I'll take in the coming half an hour, where you have to decide and answer input tax credit milega ya nahi. Electric transformer which is used in the factory. No. So no, because that doesn't come under the core plant and machine. Molds and dies. So you are using molds and dies, and on this you have paid the GST. You will not get. Pollution control equipment. You will not get. All this doesn't come under plant and machinery. Here, income tax mein aata hai. Capital goods purchased on which depreciation has been taken on full value, including input. So this I gave in section 16 also. If you have purchased 1,35,000 capital goods, including GST, if you have capitalized and depreciating, then you can't take ITC. Capital goods used as parts purchased from supplier who paid tax under composition scheme. One second, dear students. One second. Capital goods which have been purchased from a composite dealer, then no. Sorry, he's not a trader or a service provider, he's a manufacturer. So in that case, within the factory, whatever he is using, he will get. Yes, he will get. Okay, right. Change it, please. Only for the manufacturers for the plant and machinery. I missed out. So this is my habit to revise and go and show you where they said for plant and machinery. हमने पढ़ा था ना कहीं पे. For self construction, generally it will not be allowed, but if they supply for the construction of the plant and machinery, so related to plant and machinery, yes, you will get 4,76,000. Okay, right. Sure. Determine the amount of the ITC available by Superman Limited in respect of following. Pay attention, because the very next question you have to do on your own. Inputs used for the manufacture of the final product. Yes, it will be allowed. You can't do yes and tick and all. वो आपको same line copy करके outer column लिखना है. Food and beverages procured from the sweet caterer for dealers meet, shareholders meet. No, unless you are in the same catering business. Goods used for providing the services during the warranty period. See, for example, if you are selling the TV with the warranty and services, so you may, under the warranty, replace the goods. So you are a TV seller or the service provider related to this. Can you avail? Yes, because it's in the same line of the business. Goods which are used to be sold and goods which are used for providing service during warranty period. We said that 1 year the TV's plug or the light or anything goes wrong, we will replace. So yes. Goods used for telecommunication, no. I did say telecommunication and all specifically. Inputs which are stolen in the factory, no. Goods lost, stolen, gifted, no. So only two items it will be allowed. Then you have to write here, total ITC availed will be 74,000. Total ITC availed will be 74,000. Oh, next one I said you're doing, but that's a one-liner. So I will do it with you. Utta chota question also I'll not. 7-star driving school imparts driving training. Determine when institute is eligible to take ITC. Superb. Yes. Are you using motor vehicle for selling? Take ITC. Passenger transport, take ITC. What's the third one? Did we say training? Take ITC. ठीक है? 12th question, do it in 2 minutes. No break. नहीं ना पक्का? 15-20 minutes and this will be done. These are one-liner questions. 2 minutes. I'll check up. My mother-in-law is aged, so I want to check up and come. Till then, आप solve करके रखो 12th one and tell me the total. Answer. अरे थोड़ा तो कॉन्फिडेंस आने दो दीप्ति मैम को. राइट और रॉन्ग एब्सोल्युटली ओके, बस आई वांट द आंसर. What is the total ITC allowed in problem number 12? Bolo. What is your answer? It's a past exam question. I have not written the attempt, but ये इतना अच्छा question है. And inter level 110 times I'm saying the same thing. The question paper is going to be very easy. Online students, you don't want to answer or say your name also, from which place you are, and are you following or not. Thank you so much for at least answering. Zoom students are all answering, but नहीं है बेटा, correct नहीं है वो answer. और वो कहाँ miss हो रहा है उसके पीछे भी, I mean say it's right what you have missed out. Okay, anyone else wants to answer? Live students, bolo. Electric transformer which is used in the manufacturing process, shall we avail? Yes. Now this one is new for all of you. Truck used for transportation of inputs. This I think I should go and add in my booster notes also. Ma'am, you did say vessel and all, either truck purchased for selling or for transport of passenger. अब truck में passenger transport नहीं होते, सबको मालूम है. Or driving school who is teaching truck driving, वो भी क्या. But there is an exception which says that if the vehicles are used inside the factory, factory से related सब allowed है ना. This also we did wrong, then we did correction, सब allowed है. So this vehicle is used for transportation of goods. You know, so many times if you go to, I don't know if you've ever visited factories and all, inside the factories also, like biscuit factories there, one sauce factory we have seen. So from one place to another, the raw material, the finished goods, inside the factory also they use the vehicles. These are not for road transport. These are inside the factory, as good as plant and machinery, and yes, it is allowed. So if I missed out this point, we will write it. रॉ मटेरियल पे तो बिल्कुल इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट मिलता है. confectionery items for consumption of employees. Oh, employer giving service to employee, is it statutory, mandatory, कहीं लिखा है? No, then no. Determine the amount of ITC which Kung Fu Limited for September. Give necessary explanation. All the conditions are satisfied and is not eligible for threshold. All ठीक है, चलो. तो कितना क्रेडिट मिलेगा यहाँ पे? ITC 7,50,000. I really want to know the feeling of all the students. मतलब don't say to me, I know this is online class, offline है तो ऐसे दोनों हाथ उठाते हैं. But what is the feeling if you have done it actually correct? And what is the most amazing feeling you have got now because you have done it wrong? अब ये point अगर एग्जाम में आ गया ना बेटा, आप कभी गलती नहीं करोगे. Truck used for transportation of inputs in factory. Within the factory, if you are using, you will take the credit. I hope now you will beautifully remember it for your final exam. That's what I want. So this is my DT class. Whether it is tax or accounts, भर भर के गलतियां करना, daring करना, means make a rubber stamp impression with your teachers offline, online. Okay, anything if I ask, no, Satish will be the first one to answer. Shrija, no, yeah, surely she will to answer. Sandeep, ना ये तो आंसर करेगा. ऐसे मालूम होना चाहिए, उतना daring when you get, no, you will realize the benefit of this. एक बार once you qualify and go to market for practice, for job, for corporates, you will see an amazingly headstrong attitude because you have dared in your classroom. Chalo. Charlie Limited. This is same question asked twice. Don't ask me the attempt number and all, but yours have been teaching this. ये सेम क्वेश्चन 2 बार आ चुका है, तो मैम तीसरी बार क्यों आएगा, क्यों कर रहे हैं? बिल्कुल आएगा. Charlie Limited is engaged in manufacturing. Compute the ITC. Okay, inputs. One invoice on which GST 20,000 is missing. This is frankly a question related to more section 16. If I want to take a credit, I should be a registered dealer. I should have invoice. I should have received the goods. My supplier should have shown it in GSTR1. My supplier should have furnished GSTR3B. I should file my return regularly. All 6 conditions satisfied. Aajao, ITC le lo. Arey, but invoice is missing 20,000. So how much I can take? 1 lakh. Presentation कर लोगे घर में? हाँ? Input ray 1,20,000, 20,000 invoice missing, outer column 1 lakh. Input hey, inputs are to receive in 2 installment. Only first one is received, no credit. If you receive the raw material in lots and installment, take the, what do you call it? Take the input tax credit when you get the last installment. Capital goods. Has been capitalized the goods at full invoice value including GST. जाओ फिर अपने घर जाके बैठो. At least 10 times we have said, if you purchase capital goods, if you want to avail ITC, then keep the GST separate. No, we will to add the GST, and on the total amount including GST, we will charge depreciation, because Dipti ma'am said all the expenses incurred till the asset is ready to put to use capitalized. Yes ma'am, ऐसा 10 बार सुना है. So then can't avail ITC. Either ITC अब भी लिखो ना, और depreciation on GST part, either you claim ITC or you add it and depreciate, your wish. Now you have depreciated full, matlab. Input service, one invoice dated 21/24 on which GST was payable 50,000 has been received in October. Oh, this should have been 23 days, students. So many dates I change in income tax GST, फिर भी गलती हो जाती. So one invoice 21/23 on which GST was payable has been received in October 2023. One second, dear student. This we are doing for December 23. So within 12 months से पुराना invoice नहीं चाहिए ना, that feature is there and we are in December. $3,000 has been received in October. Actually, please make it as one invoice dated 20 January 23 on which GST was payable has been received in January 24. Invoice ही नहीं आया, so you will not claim the credit. That date has gone wrong, इसको, because it should be meaningful information, no? We should be able to work out. January 23 में invoice on which GST 50,000 has been received in January 24. So we are in December. अभी तक invoice नहीं आया, तो can you claim the credit? No. So how much you will claim the credit? 1 lakh. So what will be the total ITC? 2 lakh. Clear? See, every problem you can ask me, ma'am, is not eligible for threshold exemption. ऐसा क्यों देते हैं? Because if you are inside the threshold exemption, we will do now registration tomorrow. So if your turnover is less than 20 lakhs, 10 lakhs, then anyhow, no, you're not paying. You're not allowed to take the input tax credit because you're not registered. Any doubt, ask please. See, input services we have taken in the December 1,50,000. Okay. One invoice which is, see what happens earlier, if you have missed out input tax credit, you can still take it. Okay. Provided that it is not an invoice which is older than 1 year. Right. But invoice should be there. So one invoice which is dated January 23 and you have taken the service now, but GST has been payable was 50,000. This is received in January 24. Invoice ही नहीं मिला, तो बिना invoice के you cannot take the credit. So I have reduced 50,000. Remaining 1 lakh on input service also. Can we take the credit? Yes. If you are a manufacturer, you can take the credit in raw material, inputs, purchases, your other services, all. Done? Chalo. Let us take up the next question. One more you should do and one more we should do. Okay? Chalo. एक करते हैं साथ में. Chaplin Limited is engaged in supplying taxable goods and has been availed following services. Okay. Compute the input tax credit. Sales promotion services. Okay. Sales promotion services specifically are allowed. ITC is allowed on sales promotion services. Healthcare services from Physic Club for employees. Is it mandatory to give the healthcare services? No. In exam, if they give healthcare services are given under a statutory obligation, then yes. Right now, no. Chaplin Limited hired a cab on rent for employees. Government has issued a notification to do it. See, their area may be hilly area and all, and government says you have to provide the services to your employees statutorily. So on that cab service, they have paid the GST. Can they claim ITC? Yes. Why? Because it's service from employer to employee, which is in statutory obligation. Market research and the quality control services. Okay. Yes. Works contract service for construction of office building. Works contract service for self construction. Answer is no. When works contract service for the same line, yes. Works contract service for others, yes, but not for your own building. Okay, right? So these three ITC is allowed. How much is it coming? Dekho, 16,200 plus 14,500 plus 28,000. Done? 58,700. Thank you. You have to calculate ना बेटा एग्जाम के लिए. हाँ, 15th क्वेश्चन का आंसर आप बता दो. कर लो 2 मिनट. Fund Limited is a registered person engaged in manufacturing company provides the following. I think this you will surely get it correct. I am confident. So many questions we have done. I am waiting to get answer from all of you. Yes. Over. Do the total and tell me the answer. I am waiting. Finished all of you? What is the answer? Okay. Let us see. Purchase of cab for transport of employees. No, unless it is mandatory, as we saw in the above problem. Inputs consisting of 3 lots, out of which only first lot is received, then answer is no. We have worked out the third, fourth problem. In the first class, when you are getting it in lot, then you can take input tax credit only when you receive the last lot. So no. Capital goods, yeah. Capital goods, out of 3 items, invoice for 1 item was missing and GST paid was 25,000. So if invoice is missing out of 150 on 25, I can still take on 125. And these are capital goods, but still can I take the input tax credit? Yes, but only 1,25,000. Next, outdoor catering for Diwali. See, now these examples are getting repeated. So whatever combination they ask in exam, it's going to be clear. So nice. आज every day से थोड़ा सा strength कम है because it's like holiday mood. But those all of you are attending are giving very good live answers, and I hope this is super duper helpful. Because you are doing it live, there's a different level of learning. No, for Diwali and for your AGM and for your shareholders meet, no. So only total ITC will be 1,25,000 over and out. इसके और questions I have given at the back. And I say this compiler back, and for you all I have given a separate sheet, no past exam questions. Okay, so that's all for section 17. Shall we check a gist और थोड़ा सा notebook में जाके 18 का तो revision का भी जरूरत नहीं है. If you just study this chart the way I taught yesterday and the way I made you write, it will be clear. 86B I want to revise. मैम वो तो हो गया ना कल. We have done all these questions. 20th questions क्यों नहीं किया आपने homework? Actually you all are attending the classes, great, on a holiday festival, but फिर भी 20th question, I don't know. Now it's your choice. Do it, check the answer. And if you're really committed, tell me, ma'am, whatever answer you have given, that we got it and we checked it. Don't cheat to get the reverse answer. CGST. See, we are lacking time, so I'm doing नहीं तो मैं कभी answers नहीं देती. वो reverse mind चलता है कि ये कैसे है. Carry forward. If it is excess, it will be carry forward, no? 30,000. SGST. You will pay in cash. I hope you remember CGST और SGST set off नहीं होता. नहीं तो मैम SGST अगर 29,000 पे करना है तो we can set off. Can we do that? No. A big no I have already given in the first chapter also. And IGST payable is nil. So promise me a pakka wala promise that you will work out with duration and post the answer in challengers or telegram. Ma'am, 20th answer got this as the answer, and in how many minutes? Why ma'am you are asking us to use the stopwatch? Brain को signal जाता है, time जा रहा है, time पे paper खत्म करना है ना. I don't say use the stopwatch while you are in learning mode. Okay, 86B says, however, you have input tax credit, 99% of your output tax, taki you can use input. Huh? So 1% you have to pay the tax in cash. So ma'am, फिर input tax credit का क्या करें? Carry forward. Total value of the interstate supply is 100 lakhs. The said supplier is paying 18% tax. Thus output liability is 18 lakhs. Now in electronic credit ledger, already 20 lakhs is available. Minus 18. तो 2 lakhs अभी भी credit है जो carry forward होगा. नहीं carry forward होगा. 99% only you can use. That is 17,82,000. 99% students are doing silly make in MCQ. The answers are nearby, trust me. So in MCQ, they'll give 99% of input tax credit also is one of the answer, and you will tick it, answer will go wrong. It's 99% of the output, 18 lakhs, 1782 only you have to use out of 20. 1% it will go in cash, 18,000. Exceptions are there if you're paying income tax above 1 lakh, if you have received a refund, or if you are paying the tax in earlier month only, or if you are a central government public authority, then this rule doesn't apply to you. You want me to write the notes for 86B? हाँ, और notebook में और एक point लिख दो वो motor vehicle में या motor vehicle में. trucks, vehicle used within the factory. ITC allowed. इनवॉइस मिसिंग है वो सब तो नहीं रहेगा, लेकिन ट्रक्स और अगर फैक्ट्री के अंदर ही यूज हो रहे हैं तो बिल्कुल आईटी से मिलेगा. या दीज आर लाइक रूटीन में नहीं आते हैं ना. सेल्स प्रमोशन सर्विस specifically ITC is allowed. When you give advertisement and all that, whatever GST you pay, either you add it to advertisement and put in P&L, or you can take input tax credit. Employee related है तो ही मिलेगा, which is statutory. Have we written that? No, then I want all of you to write. Employer to employee services, ITC. Employer to employee, ITC allowed only if covered under statutory obligation. Covered under statutory obligation. Ma'am, why you're putting all your videos in the YouTube? The reason is I really don't know. Into my 50s now, how many long years I've been teaching. Let my students who are becoming teachers and many other teachers also take the benefit, and let the students also take benefit. 2 decades, at least the first decade, it was like full offline. I had my own academy with so many offline students and associated with other academies also. I'm just sharing this all key. Enough we have got in phases. So offline ka learning एक अलग mode है. Okay, will you do one thing while you second time learn today's class, and along with that at least orally revise the problems. It will not take more than 45 minutes, or 45 minutes नहीं है ऐसा नहीं बोलना. So when you do this, no, if you feel some items in the question answers are repeated, like invoice missing, you can add it in your booster notes, so that one day before exam, if you revise your running notes very fast, you can cover up. Okay, right? So I want the class to end today by taking 100% responsibility. There are 101 reasons for blaming others. Genuinely, ये इसके कारण गलत हुआ, उसने नहीं किया तो पढ़ाई नहीं हुई, करंट नहीं था तो ये हुआ, ये नहीं था तो वो हुआ, वो हुआ. 101 genuine reasons of not attending the classes, of not writing the notes. Can you write in exam question number 5-8 done? Question number 5, we sorry miss Dipti ma'am's class. No, na? Then take 100% responsibility for your actions, for your behavior, for your environment, for your emotions. The moment you take responsibility, you get amazing power. You become stronger than your environment, and you can deal with things so well. घर में ना सबका पॉजिटिव होना जरूरी नहीं है. So at least you be positive, and sometimes if your parents are restless, why you're writing one group or not 2 group, or why you're doing this, why you're studying only for 6 hours and all, then tell them I'm doing my best. You just pray that I have done my best and got the best result. Mom, you just do this much, rest we will take care. Okay, right? So see you tomorrow evening again for registration classes, because there's some schedule lined up from now continuous. We'll be taking classes every day because there's marathon offline class also here in the institute. So make sure we complete the syllabus on time. You get good time for revision. Any doubt you have, without hesitation, in the Challengers WhatsApp group and in Telegram, you can comment. Thank you so much. Good night, all of you. Bye bye. Any doubt you have, you can comment. मैं बार बार बोलती हूँ, doubts लेके एग्जाम सेंटर में मत जाओ. वो doubt will not come in the final exam, but somewhere that doubt in the mind, that hitch, reduces your confidence. Go headstrong and you will get superb result. Bye, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.